With Spring Anime 2021 just here, I decided to watch some shows, and what do I see? How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Season 2. I quite liked the first season of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, both subbed and dubbed. Even though dub was not very 100% accurate, I would say, they had their own sex appeal, and that's okay sometimes. It wasn't okay in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, even though I think it was only 2 lines out of the whole series. It just kind of ruined it because they made a lot of pop culture references that were very, very left-winged. Politics aside, I had a question running through my mind, since I'm a very big fan of Black Clover. How good is the Demon Lord's ring? I mean, that's one of Diablo's specialties, is he's like a super powered mage that even magic doesn't affect him. He deflects all magic, and that's going to be important later in the video. So let's discuss how powerful the Demon Lord's ring really is, or a lot of people will just recognize it as Diablo's demon ring. Before we begin, I just want to have a huge shout out to my friends. Thank you. First, let's talk about the description that we get from the Demon Lord's ring, or Diablo's ring. I'm going to read whatever is straight from the wiki, so please bear with me about how short and contextual it is. The Demon Lord's ring, a drop from defeating the Demon Lord of the Brain in the Close. It has magic reflection and can reflect all kinds of magic, whether it be an attack, support, or healing. To compare this ring's power, we're going to be talking about a character from the story Black Clover, and his name is Asta. Just, if you do not know what Asta is, let's just say he is a boy with no magic in a world where magic's everything, and he has a special ability called anti-magic, where he literally hates magic so much, his power is eating magic, deflecting magic, destroying magic, absorbing magic, however you want to put it, he just hates magic. One more thing that I want to clarify is that there's a difference between elemental energy and magic. Elemental energy is the basis form of an element. For example, when he was fighting the Hydra, there was a lightning element, a light element, and then there was also I think a fire element, and maybe a wind element too, but something like that. When Diablo was fighting the Force Hydra, the Demon Lord's ring did not activate because elemental energy is just elemental energy. It's not magic. Magic is a lot different in the world of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. When you're comparing it to Asta from Black Clover, in that world, everything is basically mana, magic, whatever you want to say, of that sort. So, elemental energy is still mana. I just wanted to say that when I compare both of them. If Asta's using the basic form of the anti-magic, the sword, no power-up, no Black Asta or Devil Union later in this series, don't worry about it if you do not know what I'm talking about with Devil Union. He can use Mimosa on his back, and Mimosa is very good at healing magic. So as long as he's not using any anti-magic outside of his body, he can get heals while slashing and dicing, reflecting, whatever magic. I bring that up because the Demon Lord's ring reflects all magic, including healing and support. So, for example, if Diablo was fatally wounded and he barely survived, the only way he would be able to heal is through HP potions or through equipment. Thankfully, his horn that he has automatically restores HP while he wears it. Remember, he doesn't actually have horns growing out of his head. It's actually just an equipment piece. It's bad though, because if you're in a situation where you need healing, you would have to either A, take off the ring, or just deal with you being hurt very, very badly. One of the reasons why you wouldn't want to take the ring off is just in case, what if someone else grabs that ring, and now they have the Demon Lord's ring, and magic just cannot be deflected at all. And magic in that world is very only the fallen really use magic because nobody else uses elemental magic, but in the rare occasions that it does happen and it does work, it is very good for Diablo because he can just focus on attacking, and he really doesn't have to focus on defense because it just automatically gets deflected, as long as it's magic, of course. It's different between MMOs and real life battles, I would say, if HP potions were actually real and you can get instant health back. The reason why I would say it's different is because in an MMORPG, I could just hit a 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever numerical value button that I want, and I would be able to use a HP potion or an MP potion easily, super fast, like not even a millisecond. I can just get it done with. But in real life, you would have to chug that, drink it, the person can come at you, the person can shoot you with magic. It's very inconvenient to have those in an actual combat scenario. To wrap things up, we know that the Demon Lord's ring is not as powerful as it first may seem to be. It does have some limitations that you have to remember when you're using it, and that it will reflect everything, including healing and support magic, which is not very good, because if you're ever in a situation where you need health immediately, an HP potion might not be the best chance, because someone could always interrupt you and attack you, or just make sure it falls out of your hand. It is a good piece of equipment that gives off a very good spell, but one of the biggest problems is there's a character that hates magic so much that he can deflect it in many different directions. He can absorb it, and he can basically make it like it can never exist in the first place. He can also slash it apart too. I would still love to have the equipment though. It is a very good piece of equipment that will reflect all magic. Of course it can't reflect elemental stuff, but it can reflect magic. And a lot of people who use magic, especially in isekais, they use a lot of magic. So if I can just deflect all that right back at them, most of the time it would probably be very, very good. I really do hope you enjoyed the video, and the editing is not on par as I would like it to be, but this is just past me or current me recording it right now. Future me will do all the editing, and I hope it will fit everyone's needs. I also do love isekai anime, and if you love isekai anime, please subscribe, because I will be talking about isekai anime all the time and isekai ideas all the time. I do talk about Seraph the End monthly when it does come out, and I do sometimes bring some Seraph the End content with, i.e., isekai content. Like, for one example, I made it you in an isekai, not you as in the person who is viewing and hearing this video. I mean you from Seraph the End in an isekai, and how good he would be able to survive in an isekai. If you do enjoy isekai content as much as I do, please, like I said, follow and subscribe, because I know you will love it.